Good morning, good morning. It is Wednesday, the 13th of May, and beautiful day where I'm out in my high-vis walking my dog. And today I'm talking about education, but today's topic is all about pushback on technology and also a little more on reading and the unconvention, because both of these things came up in a different way yesterday, and I wanted to maybe talk a little bit about it and maybe get your thoughts on how it goes. So I woke up this morning and I got a little bit of a kick out of this. I wrote an article last night based on an Irish Times article from Ella McSweeney, a journalist who was writing about how countries such as Sweden and Finland are pushing back against technology use in their schools. As many of you know, or probably have seen on the internet, there's a lot of talk about how Sweden are going back to the school books and abandoning technology. Now, I got a kick out of this one because I had sort of said that. Well, actually, I had said that Ella McSweeney had said the same thing. And the reason I got a kick out of this is because I had a comment this morning from Ella McSweeney. I've never had a journalist respond to anything I've ever written, and she quite rightly pointed out that she did not say that she was saying that Sweden had abandoned school books, and they have merely started to move away. So I will set the Dáil record straight, as it were, and absolutely make sure that's changed. But as well as that, apart from getting a little kick out of the fact that the journalist has responded to anything I've ever written, which is really nice. Usually I'm completely ignored. One of the questions I asked the unconvention, is what should be sacrificed to ensure that children are taught, learn how to read. And interesting, I've had huge of responses, and religion features very heavily as one of the most popular answers. But an answer that really caught my eye here was one which said technology, and it really interested me as well, because I think, and I want your thoughts on this really, is, are we seeing kind of a pushback against technology in schools? And is it related to a lot of the stuff that we're seeing on the internet, where, some experts, or sometimes so-called experts, we don't know. These are people that pop up on my timeline. I don't know about your timelines, but that's what I'm seeing, saying that test scores are going down. This generation of children are going to achieve less for the first time than their previous generations, and so on. And they basically say it's because of screens in schools. And I found it a very flawed argument. And obviously you see on the internet, not the McSweeney article, that we need to get rid of screens in schools, and we need to get back to basics, get back to the books, and so on. And I'm just really, really interested in hearing what you think about the role of technology in reading. As it happens, I did my master's on this very topic a long time ago, over 20 years ago now, back in 2005, where I wondered whether a computer was a better teacher of reading, specifically phonics, than a teacher. And it was interesting because the result it was completely inconclusive. Both sets of test cases achieved similar results, whether they had been taught a 6-week phonics program by a teacher or whether they were taught by a computer. Anyhow, so that's my context. My other context is, for the last 2 decades, I've been teaching teachers and training teachers in the use of educational technology, and I've always had the same mantra, which continues to this day. I don't think this has changed in any way. And I always say to teachers that if technology can enhance your teaching or the children's learning, well then use it. And if it doesn't, don't. And I think that extends massively to it extends to everything, to be honest. When it comes to using technology at all. So for example, if you get up in the morning and the first thing is you scroll for 15-20 minutes on Reels on your Instagram or your Facebook or whatever, I mean, are we using technology meaningfully? So, or when you go on, what do you do? Do you do something meaningful using technology? And I think we need to start looking at the argument, not about that technology is bad. It's meaningless technology is bad, and meaningful technology can be incredibly powerful. And it's actually not the technology that is the enemy here, it's what we do using the technology which is bad. I mean, we have a lot of conversations around about smartphones and children. Again, I don't think a child should be given a smartphone, don't get me wrong here, but it's actually, the problem isn't necessarily what having access to a phone. It's what you actually do on that phone. So if your child has a smartphone in their bedroom at 2:00 in the morning and is Snapchatting, that's not a good thing. If your child is doing their homework and it's meaningful homework on a piece of technology, well, that's good. It's personalizing their learning. It's meeting their learning where it's at. This is a good example of where technology would be good. So for example, your child is in a classroom of 25, 30 kids, and they're at a reading level, let's say that might be below the average of where they need to be. And if you have a piece of technology, that will help them to read at their level, I think that is better than the teacher basically giving them the same book as the rest of their class. I know a teacher wouldn't do that necessarily, but schools don't have the resources to personalise reading to every single child. However, programs such as Accelerated Reader, Mayan, Nessie and various others, these do personalise reading to the level of the child, and I would argue would be very good use of technology. So I think what we have to do is maybe think about that. I think we need to be curious about and be reflective about this, I suppose, rising anti-screens or anti-technology conversation. It's back again. It was we had this before COVID, and then people didn't get enough of screens. They wanted teachers on screens all day, and we're going back again to this. Let's get away back to basics. Every time I hear back to basics, I get worried, because we should never be going backwards. We should always be striving to go forwards. I mean, you would never ask a doctor to stop using the latest advances in medicine. Why would we do that for the latest advances in education? Yes, be critical. Yes, be cynical. Yes, question everything. But, let's think critically about this and see what the story is. I'd be really interested in your thoughts on that. Garbled thoughts for a Wednesday morning on reading. Again, hugely, I know it's probably an ego thing, but I've a great kick out of having a journalist respond to something I've written, and thank you for doing that. And I will absolutely fix that for accuracy. I think that's very, very fair, but thank you again. All right, that's it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed this walk in my high vis. And I'd love your thoughts. Please join the convention at unshot.net/unconvention, and look forward to chatting with you next time.